Yo, what's going on? Welcome back to another episode of Turn The Hymm Up. I'm your boy LP82 along with my co-host.
Young Tic, aka Wordplay.
And of course,
yo, special guest here, Devine Vision. You know, I told them I was going to step in once a month to host the podcast. What do we think about once a month? We like that?
Yeah, it's
dipping and dibbling, dabbling.
You know what it is, though? I'll tell you why it's only once a month. I hate expectations. I literally hate it.
What you mean? Oh, like you feel like you obligated?
No, not obligation. It's just whether the podcast takes off or if it doesn't. Or let's say if this is a good episode, right? There's an expectation that the next one should be just as good. You guys do, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, to some degree, yeah.
Yeah, like I deal with that. So I give you once a month. You kind of the things that you got, you play it short because you want to sell it a little short just in case of the disappointments of it.
Yeah.
So that's why I tell you once a month. But who knows? You know, I think maybe I'll step in a little bit more. So
yeah.
Whenever you feel comfortable, you know what I'm saying.
What about you? Y'all got any advice for me with my expectation dilemmas?
Nah, man, it's your life. Look at expectations.
How y'all deal with it? Y'all just jump into y'all just do it, or how's it work for y'all?
As far as expectations.
Yeah, whatever y'all got on y'all table, like is it just?
Well, I told it, pretty much people on the other podcasts that I had, I just follow a routine. I try to live my life through a routine every day, and I think that works out better for me. It probably don't work out, for everybody like that, but for me, routine helps me out a lot. When you kind of planning ahead for things. A lot of people like to just do things spare the moment, and they don't want to feel expert. I set guidelines for myself because I like to see myself accomplish those goals. It makes life more challenging and more, it makes you feel more sharp on top of your game, I think, when you can execute something that you got set for yourself.
That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Right. All right, so we're going to jump into the first question, and this one's a little heavy because we're talking about DMX. We all know and love DMX.
Big fan.
You got a favorite song by him that you want to go out?
Oh man, I love that whole. What's that first album he came out with? I forgot what it's called.
Dark like Hell is Hot.
Yeah, I love that album right there. That one, and I like
Flesh of My Flesh.
Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood. I like that one. DMX was a big impact on hip hop culture. You know what I'm saying? It's sad that he had to go through that for sure.
My favorite album of him is Then There Was X. That was his third album. It was a pretty good album.
I never got to hear that one.
Yeah, it was a hard ass album. He got some hard ass songs on there. Like you said, it is sad for DMX to go through that. He has told, he has expressed it throughout his career that he's been struggling with, drugs. Mm-hmm. And it's sad to say that, it has finally caught up to him. And hopefully, everything works out and he pulls through. Yeah. But from what I'm hearing, it's gonna be one of them. It's gonna be a fight. Yeah. So
I don't really know too much about the DMX situation, to be honest. A lot of the topics we're talking about, I don't really know too much about it. Mm-hmm. But I think it was addiction he struggled with.
Yeah, I actually thought he was getting clean and cleaning up because he wasn't, acting as if he was, right. A few years back. He was you can kind of tell he was kind of out of it, in a few interviews, but it seemed like he was coming back around. Like I seen that Drink Champs interview and the Big Boy interview with him, and he seemed like he was back to himself, back normal, But I don't know what the situation, how that transpired.
Right, it's crazy. So it kind of got me thinking, right? And it's always it's always easy to be a spectator. We don't want to just call it a game. We don't know what he's dealing with. But I guess the question posed that I want to pose to you two is, do you guys have any vices? Let's say you're at the top of the game. Do you think there's any vices of yours that you have that might be a downfall that it's hard to shake, or are you guys just, armor's always protected? Or do you guys have some vices that you can relate to? Personally, probably not drugs or anything like that, but you know what I mean?
Like things like we can't really get a hold of?
Yeah, and something you're probably battling with it right now, just things that might come to the light. It's easier for us to hide it because we're not in DMX's position. Yeah. It's easy for us to speculate on it and, talk about it from the sidelines. But if you was in his shoes, would it be some things that probably you need to get a hold of now before it's one thing that takes you out?
No, I don't have nothing. I know how to quit stuff and get over stuff, so no.
Yeah, no?
I don't have any addictions or anything like that.
What about pride? I know for me, pride would be one of the biggest things that would probably take me out. Like when Kendrick say, love's gonna get you killed, but pride's gonna be the death of you. That's one thing I think for myself, that if you don't start to hone it in, you end up doing stupid stuff because
hinder you.
Exactly. So it's not necessarily about addiction and drugs. I'm talking about like knowing stuff like that. Like, so that would be for me probably pride.
No, not pride. I don't have a pride like that. But it is what it is. No, I think I'll be alright.
Yeah.
Personally, me, I don't know.
So let's go into. So it was a lot of news last week.
Right.
Yeah.
A lot of news. Another thing that was in the public eye was the Derrick Jackson thing. And again, I don't know the details of a lot of these. I'm trying to stay away from TV, so I don't really know all the details. But from what I know, he was like a dating guru or something like that. People go to him for advice.
Yeah.
And I guess he was cheating on his wife this whole time, or for a short amount of time. So, do you think he should have said anything with the backlash that he received, or should have just kept quiet?
Well, it seemed like it hurt him doing that, because a lot of people, he getting the backlash from that. You know, I mean, you can't really stop the media from believing what they want to believe and saying what they want to say. I wouldn't have even came out with anything, to be honest. I wouldn't. You know, because I feel like they gonna, you know, people gonna say what they want, believe what they want to believe, and you're gonna get backlash no matter what. So there's no purpose to even put it out there. You know, maybe say an apology to itself. I wouldn't have brought my wife on there and all that. You know, I think that was kind of overboard.
I think it was to be honest with you, whether he said anything or not, people still would have felt some kind of way, because not only that, is because I don't think it's so much that he said anything. I just think it was just because how he presented himself to the world as this perfect man, perfect relationship, so on and so forth. And I think that was many people's problem with him. I think him coming out, I think if anything, it was more of the fact that he made his wife look, he embarrassed his wife by having her looking any kind of way, sitting on there, pretty much just making her look like this is the reason why I am cheating. Because look at her, like she don't dress up, she don't do shit. So, you know, I don't know. To me, when I seen it, to be honest with you, man, everybody got shit going on. I don't believe shit nobody says. So, like, it is what it is. Can't nobody tell me shit. Like, you know, when it comes to shit like that, like, it is what it is. We all fall victim to it.
Do you think if he was to go back into his profession and start giving relationship advice again, that people is still gonna cling on to that, or you think is still gonna be people who do that, or they kind of it's a rap for them completely?
You better start talking about cheating. You better add that into
He got a different lens on it now.
Yeah, you be like, yo, you know how to deal with your relationship after you got caught cheating.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah, I think it was an issue because he was like condemning people for cheating. I only seen a couple of his videos, but I think that's what his thing was, right?
I heard his wife was getting a lot of backlash too.
Yeah, I think he was using God as a shield. I think he was using that. I don't know. I feel like God, if he prayed about it and repented, I'm sure God did forgive him. But it kind of seemed to me he cared more about what we think is his fans or the audience as opposed to God or his wife. Like, do you think he honestly really felt sorry and or do you think he was just doing that and he got caught, so he felt like he got to protect his image, so that's the only reason why he did it? Or do you feel like he was really genuine about it and really wanted the world to know? You know what I mean?
Of course that nigga wasn't genuine. He just got caught. And, like, let's be honest, like, you know, like I said, it's just like anything. If you do something that's so easy and then you keep doing it, it's like, of course you're gonna get addicted to doing it. He got addicted to cheating because nobody would expect him to do it.
Yeah.
So when he got caught, it's kind of like shit. Like, okay, so this was all come to all the cheating and shit. Now I don't got to worry about people, you know, tearing down what I built, you know, or tearing down my relationship. So
yeah, wouldn't he be the perfect source though? If you're talking about cheating, shouldn't women listen to him? Because he will tell you what to look out for since he's in it. Like he's pretty much a pro. So what you want to know, like things to avoid?
I think women, to be honest with you, they know when motherfuckers be cheating.
You think so?
Yeah. Like, man, I think
women is
all
really
know.
smart. They can find out things.
I think men know too, though. I think we all know. We just tend to not pay attention to shit. Like, we just, like, you ever had that moment when you see something and you go,
But why you?
I'm tripping.
Right? But why though?
Yeah,
but why?
I'm tripping. Let that. I'm tripping.
But why? Why we let it go like that though? Why do you think we do that?
Because we stupid. We in love, like shit. Like, you know, the worst thing that can ever happen to man is he realize that he's not the man that he thinks he is, right? Especially when, like, say if a woman's cheating, the worst thing a man can ever feel is like he's not the man that he is. Because when it comes to sex, comes to conversation, comes to money, it comes to all that. Every man wants to be that to their woman, right?
Yep.
But when you realize, you know, she's cheating, she's slept with another dude, whatever, that'll destroy a man. Like, you know what I'm saying? But with a woman, you know, like, a woman feels like she's everything to her man, and when she realizes her man is cheating, you know, like, damn.